Good morning friends. Welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss basics of files such as what is the need for a file, what are the various types of files, what are the operations you can perform on the files. All these things I will discuss in detail. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. First, let me discuss what is the need for a file. Till now we are writing the programs. Let's take that we have written the matrix multiplication program. We have given the input matrix 1 and input matrix 2, and then the program will compute the matrix multiplication and the result will be given. Are we storing this result anywhere? No, we are not storing this result anywhere. Once we close this IDE, then whatever the information is there, we will lose it. Am I right or wrong? Similarly, let's take that you have created a C program to store the 100 students information. Then what you have to do, you have to give the 100 students information, and then it will be stored into the structure and it will display the output for you. Are you storing this output anywhere? No, you are not storing this output anywhere. So once we close that IDE, whatever the output you are generating, that will be lost. Now this information or this output I want to store somewhere, then you can use the files. Similarly, let's take that someone has asked me to enter or write a C program of storing the 1000 students information. Then what I need to give? I need to give the 1000 students details. Student 1, name, marks. Student 2, name, marks. Like that, for 1000 students I need to enter. Am I right? That is very tedious task. So if I write this input into the file, and that file if I give as an input to this program, then my task is very simple. Whenever I want to run this program, every time I no need to give the input. I need to give only the file as an input, so that the input will be taken from the file and the program will process and it will give the output for you. So if you want to store the information or if you want to read the information from the files, you can use the concept called file. And files are very easy to transfer from one location to another location. So that's why we will study about the files in the C language. Now let me discuss what are the types of files are there. Basically we have two types of files are there, such as a text files and with an extension called .txt, and you have the binary files. Now what is the purpose of the text files I will discuss. Then I will discuss about the binary files. The text files you can create by using the notepad also. Am I right? Now, once you created a text file, you can open the file and you can write the information into the file. You will write the information in terms of English or either alphabets or digits. Am I right? So, whatever the information you are writing into the text file is easily readable. Am I right? But when it comes to the binary file, it will consist of all the information from in the terms of zeros and ones. So it is not easily readable, but however the information in the binary file is secured and you can store more information in the binary file as compared to the text file. Meaning is that if you enter some information, the same information if you store it in the binary file, the memory will be occupied, will be less. So that is the two types of files. One is the text files and the binary files. Then let me discuss various operations we can perform on the files. We can basically perform the operations such as open the file. You have to open the file. Okay. Or you can create a file. Or you can close a file. These are the operations we can perform. We have some inbuilt functions to do this one. I will discuss all with you. Then read information from a file. Or write information into the file. All these things you can do it. Am I right? Like you can create a file, you can open the file, you can close a file, you can read the information from the file, you can write information into the file. All these things you can do it. Now let me discuss all these things in detail. Okay, if you want to open a file, you have a function called fopen. Now fopen function will take two parameters. One is the file name with an extension. Suppose let's say that you are opening a file called a.txt and you have to specify the mode. Okay, now the mode are basically three types. One is the read mode, write mode, append mode. The read mode specifies that the information which is there in the file, you can only read it. You cannot update the information into the file, or you cannot write the information into the file. Whereas in the write mode, you can write the information into the file. If it is an append mode, you can add the information into the file. Means already information is there. To the existing information, if you want to add new information, then you can open the file in the append mode. And remember one thing, to perform any task using the files, we will never specify the name of the file. We will specify the file pointer. So to declare a file pointer, you have to write the file in capital letters and file pointer name. Then you have to give it as p is equal to file pointer is equal to fopen is useful for you to open a file. It consists of two modes. One is the name of the file and the mode. Now if you specify it as a read mode, if the file is not there, okay, if the file is not there, such as a.txt file is not there, then it will return the value null. Is it clear? If the file is there, then the base address of the file, suppose let's take that file is there with some information, the base address of the file will be given to the pointer p. So I hope you have understood the purpose of fopen function. It is useful for you to open the file with the file name and the particular mode. If it is write mode, okay, you have written the same statement, you have modified the mode to the write. Then if the file is not there, then it will create a new file with a name called a.txt and it will open. If the file is there with some information, suppose a.txt is there, it has a information about hi, how are you, then it will open the file, but all the existing information will be lost. Whatever the new information you are writing, that information will be there. So it will open the file, but whatever the previous information such as hi, how are you will be lost, and whatever the information you are writing new such as Parnika tutorials, that will be saved here. Are you able to understand? If it is append mode, then you have to specify here it is a. Then what will happen is that if the file is not there, then it will create the file and it will open, same as in the write mode. But in the read mode, it will return the value null. So if the file is not there in the append mode, it will create the file and it will open. If the file is there with some information such as Parnika tutorials, then in the write mode what will happen? The file will be opened without any information. The existing information will be lost. But in the append mode, whatever the information in the file will be there, and whatever the new information you are writing will be appended after Parnika tutorials. I hope you have understood the purpose of fopen function. It is useful for you to open the file. Okay, now remember one point. In the program, whatever the files you have opened, at the end you have to close the files. So to close the files, you have a function called fclose. Then what is the name of the file you want to close? You will specify here. That is what lot of students will think. Sir, I have opened a file called a.txt. So I want to close the file a.txt. So lot of students will think that, sir, I will specify a.txt here so that whatever the file which is opened with the name called a.txt will be closed. This is absolutely wrong. The fclose function will take the pointer which is pointing to this file. Look at here, a.txt file is pointing by the file pointer p. So you have to specify the file pointer only. So the file pointer points to the file. So that you will specify. So it will close. So if any files are opened at the end of the program you should close the file, you have to specify fclose np. With the help of fclose, you can only close one file only. Let's take that you have opened 100 files for doing various tasks. Now if you want to close those 100 files, you have to write this fclose function 100 times. That is a tedious task. To avoid that one, you can write fclose all without any parameter. Then what are the files which are opened? All the files will be closed. If you have opened 100 files, all the 100 files will be closed with a single statement. If you want to write with fclose, you have to write it for 100 times, because one fclose call will close only one file. You have to specify the file pointer name which is pointing to the file. So I hope you have understood the fopen function and fclose. Now I will discuss about how to read the information from the file and how to write the information into the file. Now let's take that you want to read the information from the file. Then you need to open the file in the read mode. Okay. Then if you want to read the information from the file, we have basically various functions are there. One is fgetC. Okay, we have fscanf. You want to read the information from the file, na? So we have fscanf. What is the purpose of these functions? I will discuss for you. Now fgetC, it will read the file character by character. Meaning is that you have a file with a.txt and you have hi, how are you? And remember one thing, each file will end with a special character called EOF. The EOF character will be useful for you to recognize that the end of the file. Similarly, in the strings, the string will be ends with a \0. What is the recognition of a \0? It represents that the string is ended. Similarly, if you want to know where the file is ended, you can use a special character as EOF, end of file. So fgetC, it will read the each character by character. Okay, now here you need to specify the file pointer, because you have to specify from which file you want to read the character. So fgetC, you should not specify the name of the file. Remember one thing, the name of the file you will specify only in the fopen function. Remaining times, if you want to do any operation, you have to use the file pointer which is pointing to the file. So if I specify p, which is the file pointer, so it will read the character by character from the file which is it is pointing. So you can declare a character variable and you can store it. If you want to read by using the scanf functions, we have a scanf function for normal things. We can read some input from the user, either it is an integer constant or a character constant or a string. We have discussed about the format specifiers. Now I want to read the information from the file, then you can use the fscanf function. Then it will, what is the parameters in the fscanf for you, I will discuss. It has the three parameters. One is the file pointer, and another one is the what is the format specifiers. Suppose let's take that in this file student information is there. Let's take that student name is there and his marks are there. Okay, let's take that student name is Ravi, his marks is 90, and then student name is Rajesh is there, whose marks is 100. Okay, then one is that you need to read the name. So to read a name which is a character array, you can specify the format specifier as string, and the marks is a integer constant. So you have to specify what format specifiers you are reading, and then you have to specify the variable's address. As it is a string, you no need to specify ampersand name. As it is a marks, you need to specify ampersand marks. So this is the syntax of fscanf function. So fscanf function is useful for you to read the information from the file. You have to specify the file pointer, what are the format specifiers, what are the variable names. Is it clear? Now Let me discuss about how to write the information into the file. Then you have to open the file in the write mode. Then we have two functions called fputc, okay, and then fprintf. Okay, is it clear? Now let me discuss what is this fputc and fprintf. Then what is the use of this fputc is you are putting a character or writing the character into the file. So you have to specify what character you are specifying and what is the file pointer. Suppose let's take that whatever the character is there, I want to put it here. So I will write the variable name, or you can give the character directly and the file pointer. Whereas fprintf, it will useful for you to write the information into the file. This is what character by character. If you want to write one more information, such as suppose let's take that name and Ravi. Obviously if you open the file in the write mode, all the existing information will be there. Now I want to keep Jagadish some 100 marks. Then what I have to give is that one is the file pointer I have to specify, and then I have to give what format specifiers I am giving. One is the string, okay, and another one is the in integer constant, so I have to write here, and the variable names name and marks you have to specify, and then you have to ask the user to enter the name and marks, and that will be, you can write it in the variable name and marks, and then you can use this function. Okay, I hope you have understood how to open the file, how to close the file, what are the functions which are there to read the information from the file, or how to write the information into the file. And regarding these programs, because see, this is only theory, but as you are a beginners, you should learn the programming also. In the next video, I will discuss few programs related to the files. So I request everyone, if you have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.